Welcome to Brand Lover, honest, real, and lively conversations for flourishing entrepreneurs and budding business owners on a mission to cultivate a heartfelt brand that connects with their purpose-driven mission. My hope is that you walk away feeling inspired and refreshed with a weekly takeaway in your back pocket that you can apply to your life or business. A huge, heartfelt, warm welcome to my beautiful friend Rachel Green from Shine Copy. I'm so excited to chat with you today. This has been a long time coming and I'm so grateful for you sharing your time with me today. Welcome.
Thank you. Yes, it's been, I think, quite a while since we first connected some years ago, and then since you asked me on your podcast, and then we made it here today. So that's good.
Yes, all in perfect timing. So tell us a little bit about you and who you are, what you do on a day-to-day basis, and also about your very lively and inspiring brand.
It's always hard to answer that "who are you" question, but it's hard to define yourself, I guess. I'm a mum of three. I am a copywriter. I run my own business, obviously. I come from a marketing background, so I think that gives me a good context in which to write for small business. What else would you like to know?
Where are you based? What's your family life like?
Okay.
What do you enjoy doing?
I'm in Sydney, and family life is pretty crazy like most people, but I finally figured out the balance for me, and I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so that I have enough time for being with the little children in my family and the school children, and managing my own exercise, and just having time to sit down and drink tea and eat chocolate like I was doing before.
Yes. And that's such a beautiful thing when you're able to find that balance and put those boundaries in place, which is kind of like a whole nother conversation.
It is, definitely. I had someone call me almost 6 o'clock the other night, a weeknight, and then they sent me an SMS and they said, "I'll call you back in 10 minutes." And I'm thinking, not answering. Sorry, mate.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was a male, and usually I work with females, but I'm happy to work with everyone.
Yeah.
I was just like, no boundaries. If they call back, I'm not going to answer. I'll reply to them tomorrow. So those boundaries, though, are something that you learn, I guess, as you mature into your business ownership. It sounds so formal, but at the start, I think for me at least, I was like, yes, I'll write for anyone. I'll write anything. I just want to do it all. But the more you go along, the more you realize that that's not realistic. It's not what you want. And it's not how you get the best out of yourself for anyone in your life.
Yeah, 100%. Because it's so exciting when you're starting your business and you're so desperate to get, especially in service-based businesses like yours and mine. Like, I totally understand that, because you're so excited that you almost do anything to get a sale, because you want to grow and you want to be doing what you love to do, and you want to help people, that you are replying to emails at 10 p.m. But that's also part and parcel of the mum thing, is that you do kind of in those early stages work whenever you can in the nooks and crannies, and so boundaries do get blurred. So it's interesting, because my journey has been very similar to that, in that I've had to really find what works for me and my balance now for this season, and respecting the fact that you as a person need to be replenished as well.
Yes.
So that you can be a good mum and be a good, for you, a copywriter, for me, brand designer. So I love that we started the conversation with that.
Yes, it's funny that we just catapulted from hello to that.
I know.
But it's
tackling the big issues. Totally. Okay, let's get back to you, because I know you say that you had a marketing background, but I'm just really interested to know how you sort of discovered the role of copywriter. Like, how did that happen for you? A lot of people don't even know what a copywriter is, let alone want to be one. So how did that happen?
I guess, well, in all of my marketing career, so my most recent corporate role was as a marketing executive, and I'd always done marketing things. I always had to do writing within a marketing context. So simplifying ideas, clarifying messages, and just getting to the bare bones of what we need to say and communicating that. And naturally, I've always been a writer, even as a child. Like I could write before I went to school, and I was always writing stories and doing creative things like that through my whole life. So when I just had my second child, and I'd come out of hospital after a pretty major disease, and I thought, I do not want to go back to working in the corporate mouse wheel, working for somebody who doesn't really care about me. I'm just a number. They could easily replace me. I don't really care about them. So what can I do? And I think I just realized I'm actually a writer, and this is a job. People can get paid for this. And then I think coming from, also I was made redundant while I was on maternity leave. It's such a classic woman thing to happen. And then I know a lot of business owners have had a similar story where they've been made redundant, and then they've gone, okay, whooshka, I'm going to do something for myself. So all those things, being sick and getting well, and having a second baby, and just realizing that I hate the corporate life. It's not for me. Even the commute, I really didn't enjoy any of that stuff. Or the office small talk. No, thank you. I realized I've got a skill here, and the degree and the brains to go with it, the marketing side. So let's put that together and just give it a go to just set up a business. So yeah, it's kind of hard to imagine that I actually did that. And here I am.
Exactly. I love it. I love this reflection. I love it so much. Because you did that. And look at you now, but we'll get into that. I would love to know how you decided to niche in the way that you have, which, I love you to articulate, and how that's impacted your business growth, like in comparison to the beginning, and not even just that, but even just the way that you are running your business and the way that it feels so aligned for you. So tell us about that. Tell us about your niche, like who you serve specifically, and how that sort of came about.
Sure. So I guess, first of all, I was just a copywriter, so I could write anything for anyone. So emails, brochures, websites. Well, I thought I could write websites, social media stuff, anything. And then I discovered the world of SEO, so search engine optimization. And I realized that's the way to go, because it combines, I guess, the creative side of writing with the kind of, I guess, technical, in a way, part of SEO. So I need to become an SEO copywriter, which means that I write in a way that helps improve your visibility online as a small business owner. Then I need to become a small business copywriter for females in particular. And then I realized, just from learning and listening to other people and their stories, that I don't need to be afraid to niche. And I don't need to be afraid to go after what my heart is aligned with, I guess. What I really feel inside is worth my time. Like lots of mums in business, as we've already talked about, the juggle and the boundaries and just the constant time pressure and the guilt. That's another podcast altogether.
Oh yeah, that's a whole nother topic.
I realized that if I'm going to be writing for a business, it's got to be something that I genuinely believe in. So I've niched a few years ago now into copywriting for small business, big on conscience. So brands that have a greater purpose than just selling things to make money, but who are here to live their joy and to make a difference to other people in a real way. So for example, for me, that usually means brands that are eco-focused, because that's something that I value. But yeah, recently some brands that I've worked with are Alep Soap, which is a social enterprise. It's natural soap, so no chemicals at all, made in Syria and then sold here with 100% of profits to asylum seekers and refugees. Another brand is, for example, she imports from Bali, from like real people making pendant lights out of rattan and bamboo. So again, eco, there's kind of a circular idea about it, that it's just bringing good to people, for people. So yeah, that's me, an SEO copywriter for brands with meaning or brands with purpose.
Oh, I can just see your whole face light up. Like you just glow when you're talking about that. And it's just, so how does that, having that deeper purpose, that deeper layer of your why, like your true why, not just because you want to be there for your kids or flexibility, your time freedom, all those things that we, most people start their business for, but having that real deeper drive and purpose, how has that sort of helped you to stay the path, like, stay on course with your business? Because it's hard. Like business is really can be very grueling.
Yes.
So has that helped you to keep going and to keep showing up and doing what you're doing?
Definitely, because it's fully aligned. It's fully what I want to be doing. Like there's nothing else I want to be doing if I'm working. Because I guess I've chosen to follow my heart, and thankfully it's worked and it brings in money. That's a bonus. It does bring you more purpose. And on those days as a business owner, when you feel lonely or you just feel like I just want to hide under the doona, it's like, no, but there's a real person out there trusting in me who has a purpose that I believe in, that I can help. Because sometimes as a small business owner, it's really hard to step away so that you can write about your business in a powerful way. So I guess I think about all of that, and then I'm like, no, you can do this, girl. Keep going. You're right.
Yeah, I love that. I love that idea of taking the focus off of you. You're actually focusing on how you're helping that person, like your client, achieve their bigger goal, which, motivates you. You actually find a motivation through that. And I think that's something to highlight, is so important. It is really easy to some days just want to not do anything, especially when you work at home. Yes, I totally. And some days you do. Sometimes you do just have to. But to have that, to spur you on and keep you motivated, is really just such a beautiful gift. But I would love to sort of talk about words now, because that's what you do. You're a wordsmith, and a brilliant one at that. I love everything that you do. I'm just like a big fan over here. A lot of my clients know Rachel because I refer pretty much everyone to her. But what is it about words that are so powerful, especially in association with your brand? It's a big question.
It is a big question. I guess in the context of website copy, which is all that I do these days, I really see it. Okay, first of all, it's important to say that words on a website work as a team with the design, because you can't convey everything with just words. I'm sorry, but you just can't. And you can't convey everything with just imagery or colors. They've really got to work together.
Yes.
So my approach to the words on your website is that it's like you distill your brand. You can't say you don't have the space to say everything you want to on your website. I mean, you've got your blog, that's where you can explore ideas in bigger detail, I suppose. But on like your key website pages, so your home, your services, your about, those ones, you've really got to strip it back and just say what you mean, but say it in a way that feels right for you and that will connect with your audience and tap into their emotions and where they're at in their buyer journey and their doubts and their life stage and all those kind of things. So your website copy is powerful in that it's kind of got to grab people straight away, along with the imagery and the look and the feel, to let them know what you're all about. So what you do, who you serve, and what sets you apart, and why that person should keep reading, what's in it for them, essentially. So words are powerful, and we all know that. But I guess it's the way, as a copywriter, the way that we say things, that's the power for business. So essentially, I think your words can convert people, or they can repel. Like if a brand is talking in a way that doesn't appeal to you, you're probably just going to keep scrolling or not even clicking in the search results. It lets your words straight up let people know kind of a bit about who you are and your values and what they can expect when they work with you.
Yeah, and that sometimes is a good thing, to repel the people that aren't aligned for you. And that's the beauty of having that incredibly clear messaging. So what would you say is the secret to weaving a brand story like through your website that's compelling and draws the attention of those aligned customers?
I think it comes back to the things I've already touched on. As a copywriter, if I'm going to write for you, or if you're writing for yourself, if you're in those early stages of business and you're not ready to outsource yet, it's really important to be ultra clear, no hesitation on who you are, what you stand for, what you do, why it's so much better than those around you or your competitors, and to know your audience. Because as much as you've got to say the things that you want to say about your business or what you sell or what you do, you need to let your audience know the things that they're seeking to find out. So yeah, if you can know those things and be so clear about them, you'll be in the best position to either outsource your copywriting or to do it yourself.
Yeah, and just on that, because I was going to ask you what you would recommend to somebody first starting out, and that's kind of, answered that. But say before working with somebody like yourself, like a really specific brand copywriter, what type of things, like foundational elements, I suppose, do you require or would you recommend before working with somebody in that capacity?
So I guess you need to know where you're headed and what you want, because a copywriter needs to get in your brain, basically. And that's one of the reasons why, just like working with a brand designer, we'll go through a really thorough briefing process. It'll ask you some questions that might make you feel a bit uncomfortable, not personal, but just to understand where you're at with your business and where you're going and who you want to attract. And understanding your audience. So working with a copywriter, you've got to be ready to, first of all, trust that that person can take you where you want to go. And you've got to be clear about where that is and how you want to sound. You don't need to know how to, you don't need to know the actual words that you want on your website. You just need to be able to open up and talk about your brand and your who and your what and your why and all those things and the benefits of what you do or what you sell. And understanding the problem that you solve for people, essentially.
So not much.
No. But I think that's also why a lot of the clients that I work with, they're not just starting a business. They've been in business for a couple of years and they finally clearly understand. They might have niched or turned corners a few times, and now they're like, yes, this is where I need to be. And this is, now I'm ready for a copywriter, because they know that we exist, firstly. And secondly, they understand the value of a copywriter, and thirdly, they're ready to trust and open up. And they do have all those answers that a copywriter will ask you in the briefing process.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, I think we spoke about this earlier. I can't remember if we were recording or not, but that evolution and those first stages, those first few years in business can feel so hard, but they're so important. And once you come out the other side, it's that clarity that you have that then makes it easier. All of a sudden you have the confidence and the clarity to be able to work with a copywriter, which then makes your life easier.
Yeah, that's right. I think there are, sorry, go on, Rach.
No, that's,
just thinking again about your question before, I think there are two key questions that can really help you figure out if you're ready to work with a copywriter, and probably to give some indication of where you're at in your business journey. The first would be, why does your brand exist? And secondly, how do you, I guess, live out? How do you do that? If you can answer those, I guess, with some meat in the answer, you're probably pretty ready. If it's just, if I had to drill it down to two questions, I would say that.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And it's so true. And so important to really focus on those foundational questions, because they are your drivers and you can't communicate anything without those. So thank you for highlighting that. So what's one thing that you've learnt on your entrepreneurial journey that you think everybody should know when they're first starting out?
I guess this is probably a cliche, but for me, it's been a real experience. And that is, if you're thinking of starting out, or if you've done a couple of things to set up your business and you're still not sure, just take the leap, because there are like incredible things waiting for you on the other side of that leap, and people and the connections you'll make and the things you'll learn. It's awesome. You'll never really feel like you're 100% ready, but most likely if you're thinking about starting up a business, or you have done those first few steps, you've already got whatever it is you need inside to make it happen, and the rest you can learn along the way.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, I just got little goosebumps. It's so true. It's such a beautiful thing. And you're right. The sooner that you take the leap, the sooner you can actually start living it out. And
yes.
That's just probably the most exciting thing.
Totally. And it's scary when you start out, or when you're starting, but it's scary for you and me too. Like, it's not like you get to a point in your business where you're like, this is comfortable, this is easy, not afraid anymore, I can do this.
Totally.
Like, every week, even, showing up on Instagram stories or putting together an email to send to my list, I'm like, you have so much doubt, and you are afraid at sometimes. Like, it's not just a cruise, but you learn to live with that discomfort and to embrace it, because it's just part of the ride.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so true. To be, you really do have to get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because that's where the growth is. And then without that growth, it's just like discovering this whole new zest to life when you start a business, especially when it's something that you're so passionate about. It's almost just like an extension of yourself that you didn't even know existed.
Yes, that's true. And while the way I just said it might sound like, but there are hard things along the way and it's difficult and that's only a small part of it. Like, I've set up my life and my business and my clients. I've set it all up so that it's quite comfortable and I like what I do. And yes, there are challenges, but on the whole, it's great fun and it's what I want to be doing. Those hard bits are just, small dots along the way, but they open up the opportunities and give you more growth, and there's joy in those moments too.
Yes. And without those moments, you're not rewarded. You don't appreciate that amazing, balance that you've discovered, and that the reward of working with the people that you get to work with. So what's next for you, Rach? What's on the cards for Rachel Green?
You know what? I'm not one of those people who makes a word of the year, like we see floating around often. In terms of goals, I guess just to keep consistently doing what I'm doing, to keep serving businesses with a purpose that's aligned with my own, and always to keep learning. There's nothing in particular that I have on the horizon that I want to be doing. And I think we can get very comfortable as business owners and not chase those challenges. Putting myself out there and doing more video and things like this, for me, that's challenging right now. In a year, it might not be. So keep being open to those things, because they just open doors, and there's good stuff ahead.
Fabulous. You just never know what's around the corner, what opportunities are there for you.
That's right.
So now I have some rapid fire questions. They're a little bit fun. So I'm going to ask you what your favorite. I'm going to say a word, and then it's just whatever comes to mind. Are you ready?
Scary, but scary moment.
This is really intimidating. So what's your favorite app? Yeah.
Airplane mode. Favorite app? No, I use
Do not disturb.
Yes, no, I use Instagram a lot. Just that mind-deadening scroll. It's like I want to escape from my life and the lunchboxes, the mess.
The lunchboxes. Totally. For me, it's the dishes.
But I do also use Smiling Mind for meditations. I'm not a person who is good at slowing down or doing one thing at a time. That's something very uncomfortable for me, but I know that I need to do it, because just to help with stress and anxiety and mental health stuff. So I've been using that app quite a bit lately.
I love that. That's a good tip. Okay, what's your favorite time of day?
Oh, bedtime. Probably around 8 o'clock. Children are in bed, and then I can go to bed early sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Exercise.
Favorite exercise? I don't know how to describe it. We have a pretty awesome home gym because my husband is a strength and conditioning coach. So I usually do every day a mix of what most people would call like boot camp style stuff, but like I'm using a rope, rower, ski erg, bike erg, weights, doing all kinds of stuff. And I also like to go for a run. So yeah, there you go.
Amazing. So inspiring to me. I've only just started running probably just over a year ago now. I was always more just a brisk walk and a bit of yoga type of a girl. But then I was sort of, now I'm just digressing, but that whole thing of kind of what we're talking about is just being open to being uncomfortable and getting outside your comfort zone and releasing those terrible stories and lies that we tell ourselves. I was always like, I can't run, I'm not a runner. So one day I just put on my runners and I just went for a run.
Oh, awesome. Good for you. And you enjoy it?
I love it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. Who knew? I'm like approaching 40 and you can teach an old dog new tricks. There you go. So what's your favorite habit?
Probably when there's chaos in my house with 3 children and the dog and husband, my 4th child, probably sneaking off to my room and locking the door and lighting it.
Well, that's brave.
Well, it's a bad habit, but I just want to escape sometimes. And then I'll leave my husband in the thick of it. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have a favorite habit? What's yours?
Oh, that's a good one. I've not had anyone ask me these rapid fire questions before. My favorite habit is the space between school drop off and starting work. So having that ritual time, it's my exercise me time. If I can, I try to not schedule any face-to-face activities for the business before 10 a.m. Literally. So I have that space to decompress from the morning, because you know what it's like. You've got 3 kids, I've got 4. It's just mayhem in the mornings, and I'm massively introverted and quiet. So I realized that I need that time. So I do that. I do my exercise, and I come home, get dressed for the day, and then I make my coffee. And that's my habit. And that gets me into work mode. So I really love that. I love when I don't get that for whatever reason. It stuffs up my whole day and I really miss it. So thank you for asking.
Yes, I know what you mean about that time when you come home from the drop off, the house is quiet, you've got a whole day of your own time with work ahead of you. Yeah, it is a peaceful time, and it's a good time to just settle yourself and just step into your headspace for the day. It's
purposeful, and I'm really enjoying that habit. Anyway, what's your favorite way to relax?
Reading, exercising, being at the beach. There's something about the beach that just makes me feel connected and calm.
Yeah, me too. Part of my morning ritual is trying to see the beach. Like I will try and do some of my walk or run near the beach for that reason. Same. Okay, last one. What's your favorite thing about your business?
My branding.
Yay!
I guess I really like color, and as you can see, and my children love it. I love the colors that I have. It just makes me feel happy and just goes to a place of joy in my heart, and that's what my work does too. So that's one thing I love. The
way that it's all aligned and communicates that vibrancy and enthusiasm. I love that. Well, thank you so much, Rachel. I've loved this chat, and I hope that you have too. And I really appreciate you getting outside your comfort zone and sharing so much with me and with the audience. So where can we find you?
You can find me at www.shinecopy.com.au or on Instagram, just at shinecopy.
Fabulous.
Facebook and LinkedIn. No.
Yeah, so if you're interested in learning more about SEO copy for your brand to to enhance it and attract those perfect people and make it seen online, head over and say hi to Rach. She's always got amazing tips. Like, she always shares on Instagram incredible tips. And I was about to say short, sharp, and to the point. That's your whole what you do. So she's a succinct communicator, and she does it in a very creative way. And yeah, absolutely loved chatting with you. Thank you so much again. Thank you so much for listening. If you loved this week's episode of Brand Lover, take a screenshot of wherever you're listening and share your biggest takeaway on Instagram or Facebook, and don't forget to tag me. I'd love to give you a shout out and thank you personally. Also, feel free to subscribe and leave a review to help the Brand Lover podcast reach more heart-aligned entrepreneurs just like yourself. Thanks again, and I'll see you next week.